What if eternity was not a stretch of endless time, but the depth of this very moment? Zen Master Dōgen, with the subtlety of a poet and the clarity of a mirror, pointed us to this paradox. The infinite is in the finite of every instant. Not in some distant paradise, not after years of effort, but here, now. The human mind, trained to chase, often seeks the eternal as something far away, a goal, an achievement, a timeless realm outside the reach of clocks and calendars. But this very belief blinds us to what is most miraculous, that the eternal does not wait at the end of a path. It pulses, silently, in the heart of the ordinary. The tick of the clock, the breath as it rises and falls, the glance between two strangers, the wind grazing your face. These are not fragments of a larger truth. They are the truth, whole and complete, if only we are truly present. Presence is not a doing, not a striving. It is a surrender, a falling into what already is without commentary or resistance. It is the space where the finite, this fleeting second, becomes a doorway to the infinite, not metaphorically, literally. For the moment we stop chasing, stop naming, stop comparing, we encounter something that doesn't move with time, a stillness beneath change, a silence beneath sound, a vastness hidden in the passing flicker of now. And that vastness isn't somewhere else, it's what you are. But the mind resists this. It prefers continuity, narratives, progression. It says, this can't be it. It's too simple, too quiet. And so we miss it. Again and again, we miss it because we keep looking beyond instead of into. Dogen's teaching is not an abstraction. It's a call to intimacy, with breath, with sound, with discomfort, with joy, with this. To taste eternity not by escaping the moment, but by becoming so one with it that no separation remains between seer and seen. The infinite is not a reward for spiritual effort. It is the essence of this instant, unveiled when we meet it, without trying to possess it.
We often imagine awakening as a grand unveiling, lightning across the sky, a cosmic realization so profound that nothing is ever the same again. But Zen whispers a different truth. Awakening is hidden in plain sight, clothed in the most mundane details of your life. The sound of water boiling in the kettle, the feel of your bare feet on a cool floor, the sudden quiet pause between your thoughts. Dōgen taught that the absolute is not separate from form, that practice and realization are one. This means you're not moving towards something called enlightenment. You're always already standing within it. The present moment is not a stepping stone. It is the destination disguised as the beginning. And yet we resist. We carry within us a subtle arrogance, the belief that truth must be complicated, that wisdom must be distant. We wait for special conditions, for silence, for retreat, for permission. But life is never paused. It never waits. This very moment, yes, even this one, is your invitation. The challenge, then, is not to seek something beyond the present, but to see through the veils of thought that cover it, to let go of the filters, the interpretations, the labels we project onto reality, to allow the world to speak for itself, in its own language, not through our commentary, but through our listening. There is nothing ordinary about now. When we stop trying to control it, name it, shape it, something radiant emerges from within it, not as an object to be held, but as a quiet recognition. This is it. This is always it. And so each breath becomes a temple, each moment a bell ringing in eternity. The infinite does not arrive. It reveals itself, silently, in the scent of rain, in the stillness before speech, in the brief meeting of eyes between two beings who realize, for a heartbeat, that they were never two. The truth is not hidden. It is simply overlooked.
Why do we overlook the infinite? Because we are trained to chase, to move forward, to believe that life is elsewhere, just around the corner, just beyond this moment. But the teachings of Dōgen cut through this illusion like a blade through fog. The way is not ahead of us. It is under our feet. Modern life encourages fragmentation, constant stimulation, perpetual comparison, distraction masked as purpose. We scroll, we strive, we accumulate, and in doing so, we postpone. We postpone our presence, our truth, our being. We imagine that stillness must wait until later, after the work is done, after the list is checked, after we become better. But the infinite waits for no such perfection. It is here, quietly shimmering beneath the surface of your everyday tasks. When you truly taste your tea, when you feel the warmth of the sun without trying to name it, when you walk without destination and realize the walking itself is sacred. This is not poetry. This is practice. To honor the moment not as a means, but as the very face of the mystery. The finite, this breath, this heartbeat, this fleeting second is not a limitation. It is the portal. Through it, the whole of reality shines. Zen does not ask you to become something more. It asks you to become nothing, to empty yourself of striving, of resistance, of the constant internal narrative. And in that emptiness, which is not a lack, but a vast openness, the fullness of existence floods in. So often we search for eternity in temples or texts, but the eternal does not reside in faraway places. It lives in your pause before speaking, in the space between thoughts, in the curve of a leaf turning to light. The infinite is always whispering through the finite. When the mind grows still, we can hear its song. The present moment is not the doorway. It is the dwelling.
And so, the invitation is not to seek the infinite, but to notice it. Not to ascend to a higher realm, but to descend fully into this one. To realize that enlightenment is not a rare phenomenon reserved for saints and sages, but the quiet recognition of what has always been here, overlooked. When Dōgen says the infinite is in the finite of every instant, he is not offering a metaphor. He is describing a truth that can be lived, a truth that reveals itself when we no longer divide life into sacred and mundane, spiritual and ordinary. There is no such division. There is only this moment, and your willingness to be truly present in it. Washing dishes, folding clothes, speaking with a stranger, all of these are gateways. When the heart is open and the mind is still, Everything becomes radiant with significance, not because the world changed, but because you did. You stopped expecting something more, and in that surrender, the infinite appeared, right here in the smallest things. The Zen path does not lead you somewhere else. It leads you back to this breath, this sound, this now. It teaches you that time, as we normally understand it, is a mental habit. But awareness, the pure seeing before thoughts arise, is timeless. When you rest in that awareness, you are not in time, you are in truth. And the truth is always simple: to walk slowly, to eat with attention, to speak with care, to listen fully, to breathe consciously. These are not tasks, they are sacred gestures, each one an act of devotion to the mystery that is always unfolding in the present. You don't need more time. You need more presence. Let the infinite reveal itself in the finite details of your life. Let the now be enough. Let your very existence become the temple where eternity is met.